And President Akufo-Addo has signed a $2.6 billion agreement to aid in the construction of the SkyTrain project. The deal, which was signed on the sidelines of the African Investment Forum today, should pave the way for final feasibility work to take off. Speaking at the final pitch session, the president said his government is committed to creating the right environment for the growth of businesses.
As government, I tried to say today in the plenary, our main responsibility: manage the country well, give the country good government, as well as provide a strong macroeconomy for the country so that those who bring their money into Ghana are protected in terms of the rules of the game and the rule of law, and are also protected by the quality of the economic environment that we have in the country. So this then is basically grateful that, Madam Minister, busy as you are, you have found trouble to come, and Mr. Premier, to find you here. We're very grateful for your presence at this occasion.
President Akufo-Addo there. Meanwhile, the SkyRail project can be described as an elevated rail structure over a normal road for vehicular transport. Chief Executive of the Petroleum Commission, Egbert Faibille Jr., has assured potential investors at the Africa Oil Week conference that government will hold firmly to regulations as it accepts bids for the country's oil blocks. His assurance comes as Energy Minister John Peter Mawu hosted a bidding round in Cape Town, South Africa as part of the conference. Mr. Faibille said government is concerned in providing optimal value for country and investors as well.
One of the things that, as a commission, we are concerned about is certainty in our laws and regulations. And we just want people who come into our country to be firm in thought and also in action, that we are not a nation of men and what we think the law should be. We are a nation of laws, and you realize that we are very fair in dispensing the law. We are very fair and firm in ensuring that the right things are done, because we believe that these hydrocarbons are resources that we are holding in trust for generations to come, and we have no business whittling or depleting them without a conscientious and sustainable approach to ensuring that best value is gotten for all of these things that we are all doing today by reason of the fact that we are alive today.
Chief Executive of the Petroleum Commission, Egbert Faibille Jr., was addressing a panel discussion on the future of exploration and production in Africa. Unilever Ghana has announced the appointment of Mrs. Gladys Amoah as the new Managing Director for Ghana. Her appointment takes effect from the 1st of November 2018. Mrs. Amoah, who was the Customer Development Director of Unilever Ghana, takes over from Mr. Zio Beaton Yo, who resigned as the Managing Director of Unilever Ghana Limited effective 1st November 2018. Madam Gladys Amoah has 20 years' experience in FMCG and has held roles in both customer development and marketing. She joined Unilever in 2012 and has been the Customer Marketing Director for Hygiene in South Africa, and took on full personal care portfolio as Customer Marketing Director. An indigenous financial service provider, Carl Bank, has rejected claims that it has requested for more time from the Bank of Ghana to enable it raise funds to meet the new 400 million cedi stated capital. The bank, which has expressed shock at media reports that Carl Bank has written to the regulator asking for an extension of the December deadline, has stated that, of course, it will be able to meet the minimum capital requirement. Head of Investor Relations at Carl Bank, Jifa Amegashi, has been speaking to Joy Business.
We communicated to Bank of Ghana that we would meet the new minimum capital requirement of 400 million from a transfer from income surplus. So, in other words, we would not be going to the market or to investors or to shareholders for additional capital. So, we transferred the initial 250 million. I'm just quite astonished that there had been such a departure from the presentation that we made yesterday at the stock exchange, and also what was communicated to the Bank of Ghana and accepted by the Bank of Ghana as our means of achieving the new minimum capital requirement. I'm also just quite astonished that anyone would suggest that we had written to the central bank to seek a special extension for achieving the new minimum capital requirement.
Okay, Jifa, let me ask you this. You talk of the fact that you have December to transfer the extra 50 million cedis.
Correct.
Now, your financial year, when does it end? Is it 31st or before 31st?
Our financial year ends on the 31st of December, but in anticipation of meeting the new minimum capital requirement of 400 million by the end of this year, we actually commenced our audit in September, which would be earlier, to enable us actually satisfy that by December 2018.
Jafar Megashi, Head of Investor Relations at CalBank. Now, airlines willing to take on non-traditional routes such as Hull to Takoradi, Kumasi to Sunyani and the likes will be getting some relief on fees and charges from the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority. According to the regulator, the move should stimulate more activity and passenger numbers within the domestic aviation industry. Simon Alote is the Director General of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and has been speaking to Joy Business.
So we're looking at an operator deciding to do, let's say, Wa, Tamale, Accra, or Takoradi, Ho, Takoradi, Kumasi, Ho, Kumasi, etc. So these routes are yet to be tried. And when you start a new route like that, it takes time to build the route. In other words, to get increasing passenger numbers. So what we're proposing is we'll sit down with any operator who decides to operate on the non-traditional routes and provide some sort of incentives in the form of reduction in fees and charges the authority will normally levy on the airline for various services rendered as a way of reducing their initial cost burden.
Simon Alote, the Director General of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, ending business on Newsnight.
And Baba is here with sports. Hello, Babs.
Hi, Evan. So, it's unfortunate that people in Adenta are
the tragic day.
But
tragic day.
Folk fans have a different story to tell.
Yeah.
No Ghana Premier League title in over 9 years. No FA Cup title since 2000. No impressive performance on the continental stage after winning the CAF Champions League in 2000 and the Confederation Cup in 2004. No proper player vault and transition in place. Ex-Ghana striker Kim Tyrone Grant is expected to change the fortunes of soon-to-be 107-year-old Accra Hearts of Oak as their new coach and football director. The 46-year-old striker, who was capped 7 times by Ghana between 1996 and 97, was unveiled to the public earlier today. He worked as coach of Ebusua Dwarfs in 2016 and proceeded to Elmina Sharks the following year as their technical director. The former Charlton Athletic player begins his official duty on December 1, and he knows just what he has signed up for.
That's the biggest club in Ghana, and for me, it's a fantastic challenge. I can easily stay at Elmina Sharks and be comfortable, but I want challenges. I've challenged myself every move I've made in my career as a player and as a coach, and I want challenging myself, and I want to really take this club forward. It's been in consolation state for a long time, and I think it's needed the right direction, the right people on the board level, right down to competent people who are able to actually bring the success that this club deserves. It's been too long, and it needs stability, and I know the history, I know the hunger this club wants, and I believe that I can bring that togetherness and that positivity and that drive that to make this club successful again. And that's what's brought me to this football club, because it's the biggest club in Ghana with a huge fan base. They desperately need success. I believe this is a new era for the club, new direction, and it will happen.
Evans, you believe that?
Well, we'll see. They say Agronifem, I mean, in our local parlance.
Yeah.
They need to hit the pitch, and let's see if it translates the talk into some action on the pitch of football. I mean, that's a bottom line, really.
Are you speaking as a philosopher or as a fan of Hearts of Oak?
As a fan of Hearts of Oak, having learned the lessons from Manchester United.
Oh yeah.
Mourinho comes and talks a lot, but doesn't deliver on the
Anyway,
pitch,
but there are other fans who also are quite excited and look forward to exciting times under Kim Grant.
House of Oak has made a good step in the right direction. He knows how Ghana football is being run. All said and done, if you look at the credentials, the award chief will say, "Obe coach House of Oak." Then I think he has already succeeded.
Japan say appointing new coach. House of Oak is say, result oriented. He say, "You win club, you clubhouse, you say trainer McNunan." On will brand new cab no ye. Many ajipa. If sir, longer than him, sir. Now team no and koye. And I coach him so abanum. My mind crash, sir, or no show or bar. No, I bet was sent about your team, a bequenim. The energypa, you need him.
The actual fin one say, a few dear, Mamma Preno home. On Grumu West in my yen. None is second year because of me attached a money 3 years mandate. None is second year no, on to me fire and fallegino. So any 3rd year near Africa, now yet to say that I know, to say that year will be a criminal. Oh, baby, Niajipa, there's a dream coming true. Coach Nicasso made the back when he said the ultimate in his has beat me Africa, Obacono, no one say has Africa on him. Honor there was priority. I'm happy about this issue.
All right, so basically what the fans are saying, the first person said fans should take it easy and so that they don't rush their expectations of Kim Grant. The other person said he was really happy about Kim Grant's unveiling and hopes there will be better times ahead. And then the last person said he should not rush for trophies yet. He should just begin by grooming players and try and win the league probably in his 2nd year, and then in his 3rd year try and conquer Africa. You can check out more on the sports page of myjoyonline.com. But for now, sports is done. Evans.
Thank you very much, Baba. And I want to take you back to that breaking news story today. The rioting in Adenta today, one person has been knocked down again and killed, which has sparked the riots. The police have been using tear gas, live rounds that has injured some of the, not even the protesters. Some of the protesters have been caught up in this, but also innocent bystanders have also been caught up, including a 14-year-old boy who is currently fighting for his life at a hospital. This all because of the failure of the authorities to fix the footbridges, 6 of them. People have been forced now to cross the road, which leading to countless number of deaths, 194 so far, including the one who just died this afternoon. That sparked the riots in Adenta. I want to take you to Komla Adom, who has been on the ground doing a fantastic job covering this for us. Komla, so are you still in on the scene where the riots have been, and what can you report? Crowds dispersed, road open to traffic yet? Hello, Komla.
There's some ping, where is the big...
Komla Adom will join us very shortly as we fix that on the line. Hello, Komla. We still have that on the line. Let's get him back on the line. Let's speak to him on what has been happening there today. And if you're just joining us today, and in the last 2 hours or so, we've been reporting from Adenta the breaking news story of rioting there, spontaneous riots. In fact, people just hit the streets, burning tires, and this happened shortly after another woman, young lady, was knocked down by a car just opposite the West African Senior High School. Adenta barrier was knocked down by a car, left in the middle of the road, was laid in the middle of the road for close to an hour, eventually died in the process. This angered the residents who took to the streets to protest, burning tires and blocking the road. Hello, Komla.
Yeah, hello.
Yes. So what's the update from where you are?
Evans, the update is calm has returned here. The police have made us aware that they're going to be stationed here all through the night, and they've deployed a lot more men. I've seen many police dispatch riders lined up on the street here. The crowd control vehicles are still here. Students and residents around here, have dispersed. So it's essentially a relatively calm atmosphere. But police have assured that they are going to remain here until the break of dawn to be able to foil any secondary attacks from the residents here. That is the update. But Evans, I have to tell you that at least 4 people have been injured in this particular incident. I spoke to some of them. One who had blood gushing out of his head after sustaining some injury, for example. He is currently in hospital, and some others, have also sustained injury. We do not know or do not have confirmation about the official numbers, but I have spoken to and seen at least 4 of the individuals who have been injured, Evans. So that is the updates from here.
And do we have any reports of police arresting? Because when you were reporting the thick of it, the police were going after some of the protesters while they ran. Have there been any arrests,
I saw police drag at least 2 individuals into their vehicle, but when I sought to get confirmation from Chief Superintendent Kwesifo, he would not say whether they have been picked up or they have been arrested. He only mentioned that an incident which occurred during the fracas and led to the injuring of one individual who was put in the police vehicle and taken to hospital, but he wouldn't say if any of the people have been arrested as we speak.
Komla, thank you. Fascinating job there done by my colleague Komla Adom, reporting from Adenta. Risks his life to bring us the reports in the midst of indiscriminate firing of warning shots by the police that injured some of innocent bystanders, plus my other colleague within Nate and an intern, Henry, who were on the ground bringing us minute-by-minute account of what was happening in Adenta in the wake of the latest fatality on that stretch. The residents simply want action to fix the footbridges. This was in the thick of the riots today.
And so the residents are fleeing at this moment from the incident spot. So 4, 5, 6, 7 policemen in the center of the road firing the guns. Evans, I hope you can hear that. They are firing just to ward off the agitated residents. The residents are now making their way away from the action. That is what is happening here, man. So the tires are still being bent, the water cannons are being used now to douse the flames, while the police fire tear gas into the crowd. This is chaotic, Evans. You can hear the shots for yourself. Residents are running for cover literally at the moment, just so they avoid a stray bullet from the police.
Yes, just so they can avoid stray bullets from the police. And unfortunately, some of that stray bullet had injured a few of them. A 14-year-old boy is battling for his life currently in the hospital. That's it for our continued coverage of the breaking news story. Once there are any updates, we'll bring to you. Stay with us here on Joy 99.7 FM.